Yo guys, it's Chris coming back with a new video. So you guys don't know the series. This is episode 2. We're going through every single NFL team. We're going through their schedule. We're doing the picks. Today we're doing the NFC East. We've actually pulled up a website this time, so we've already improved since last time. We're going to just be going through this playoffpredictors.com. Basically, you just pick your team. It gives you their schedule, and we go down the list, and from there you get your record. Like I said, episode 2, we're doing NFC East. We did the North last week. Be sure to check that video out. But, yeah, let's start. We're doing the Giants first. They're away. They're in Washington to start the season. I think we know how this ends. You know, Jaden Daniels, he is him. I've been watching him since, Arizona State. This guy's legit. He had a wicked first year, and he's something special. So he's fully legit. So I'm taking the Commanders week 1. They're in Dallas the next week. I'm going to say the Giants win in Dallas. Kansas City in New York. I'm going to say the Chiefs. Moving on, got the Chargers, Giants. I'm going to say another loss. The Chargers will win that. New York in New Orleans. I'm going Giants. We're starting out there. They're 2-3 in the first 5 weeks. That's, it's a decent start. I think the Giants have something to look forward to this season. I'm looking at their schedule. It doesn't look insanely tough. Then again, they are the Giants. Ignore the slander. But week 6, Philly in New York. Philly, New York in Denver. I might go Giants. That's another New York win. New York and Philly. Philly win. San Fran at New York. San Fran. We're already on week 10 in Chicago. I'm taking the Bears. Packers, Giants. Packers. Giants in Detroit. That's Detroit at home all day. Giants at Patriots. That's a good matchup. I'm going to go Patriots. I think we just saw their preseason game over the weekend, and, it is preseason. They used all their starters against, a struggling, I think they play Washington, but I think Patriots can win that. Week 14, they got a bye. Then they play the Commanders again. Commanders dub. Week 16, my Vikings are in New York. That's a Vikings dub. Got a rep. Moving on. They're in Vegas week 17. I'm going to say another Giants win there. And unfortunately, they're getting swept by the Cowboys. And believe me, those are two not so great teams. Oh, yikes. I got them going 5-12 this year. Feel free to drop your comments, any Giants fans, but I have them 5-12. If they can get more than 7 wins this year, that's a win for the team, for the organization. But moving on, let's do the Cowboys. Seeing we have them sweeping each other. Let's see what their schedule is. Where are they here? Okay. Week 1, Dallas in Philly. I'm going to say upset to start the season. No one expects it. The Cowboys do Cowboys things. So I'm going to say week 1 upset. I know a lot of people are going to, the Eagles are contenders again this year. They're going to be a really strong team. But I don't know. That week 1, you don't know. You never know. Giants, Cowboys. I did have the Giants earlier, so we'll let that ride. Cowboys at Bears. I'm going to say Cowboys. Only time will tell. These are actually looking at their schedule. It's hard to say, man. The Cowboys are so, like, everyone knows how the Cowboys are. Jerry Jones, man, he needs to leave the organization. That's what most Cowboys fans want, I assume. And, he really is holding them back, I think. But, hey, he's there for the 25-26 season, so that's what we're doing right now. Green Bay in Dallas. I'll take the Packers. Dallas at New York Jets. I'll take the Cowboys. Cowboys at Panthers. Panthers, baby. We're riding with Carolina there. Carolina at home. Washington at Dallas. Got to take Washington. You're seeing a lot of Washington favoritism here. Not even like bias or anything. I'm obviously a Vikings fan, but I don't know. Washington's going to be strong again this year. Even with no Scary Terry. All right. Week 8. Dallas Cowboys at Denver Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos. Cardinals at Dallas. Cardinals could upset. I'm interested to see how they do this year. I'm going to take the Cardinals over Dallas. That's a Monday nighter, by the way. Week 10, they got a bye. Week 11, Dallas at Las Vegas Raiders. Dallas. Week 12, Eagles, Cowboys. We're going Eagles. I don't think they'll get swept by the Eagles this year. Chiefs at Dallas. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Dallas at Detroit. I'm going Detroit. Vikings, Cowboys. That's an interesting one. The Vikings' history with Dallas, it's kind of rough. But, man, this one's tough. I don't know what time the game is. I know it's a Sunday, but if it's a prime time game, I'm not sure. I should be able to find this out, but okay, let's ride Vikings. Week 16, Chargers at Dallas. I'm going Chargers. 17, they play Washington again in Washington. I'm taking Washington. And here we go. Giants hosting Cowboys. I might be flip-flopping here, but I got Dallas. I don't think they lose twice to the Giants. Oh, God. I have them 5-12. That's the problem with this app, man. Like, you always think different things. Yeah, man. 5-12 for the Cowboys. That's pretty tough. I just really think the NFC North is going to be that strong again. We also saw on the weekend CeeDee Lamb got crushed by the ref. That was pretty funny. But he is healthy. He laughed it off, so nothing to worry about there. I don't think Dak Prescott is that guy. But hey, like I said, only time will tell. That's what's fun about this series, these are all just my thoughts. We kind of just go through the motions and go from there. Seeing we're glazing the Commanders, let's find them. All right. So I had them beating the Giants in week 1. Week 2, Washington at Green Bay. I'm going to say Washington. Raiders at Washington. I'm going Washington. Washington at Atlanta. I'm going to say upset. Atlanta wins at home. Washington at Chargers. That's a Chargers win, so another loss for the Commanders. Bears at Washington. We all know that Hail Mary last year. That was a sight to see. I think we see the Commanders win it again. Week 7, Washington at Dallas. We took Washington. Week 8, Washington at Chiefs. I'm going Washington. Seahawks at Commanders. That's gonna be a good game, I think. Don't sleep on the Seahawks this year. A lot of people are starting to, we're going on a stray here. Like, people are doubting J.J. McCarthy, but, we saw what Darnold did last year with this Vikings team. And, if you're doubting on McCarthy, you probably doubted on Darnold as well. But, I think the Seahawks could be interesting this year. So we're going to go Seattle. That's week 9. Week 10, Detroit at Washington. We're going to go Washington wins at home. Washington at Miami Dolphins. We're going Washington again. Broncos at Commanders. Broncos. Week 14. This is a good one. They're in Minnesota. I forget how this goes, man. You know what? They're 2 rookie quarterbacks. I'm excited for this Vikings team. Everyone's doubting, but watch them win at home to Washington. Week 15, we have them over the Giants in New York. Week 16, we got Eagles at Commanders. We're going Eagles. Week 17, they host the Cowboys. We took Washington. And last but not least, week 18 in Philly. I'm taking Philly. Sorry about that. So what do we have? We have 10-7 for the Commanders. They're probably going to do better than that. I see on the low end, they get 9 wins this year. On the high end, they could push for 12 or 13. So I kind of like that 10-7. They'll probably. I like 11-6 too. There's a bit of toss-ups here, but I'd say bottom end would be 9 or so wins, and top end would be about 13. They could have a deep playoff run too. You never know. Anyways, what do we have left here? We did. Yeah. Last but not least, of course, we got the Eagles. We took Commanders over Eagles week 1. Now that I'm seeing it, it looks crazy, but we like upsets. I think that's going to be a fun way to start the season. We got Eagles over Chiefs. Week 2. Week 3, Rams, Eagles. Eagles again. Week 4, they're in Tampa. I'm going to say Tampa. The Eagles last year, they were kind of under the radar till nearing the playoffs. Everyone knew they were a strong team. They might have been unhealthy for a bit, but I'd say the first 8 or so games, they kind of flew under the radar. I think they take a couple losses in that span. But anyways, moving on. Week 5, Denver at Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles. We had them beating the Giants in New York. That was week 6. Week 7, Eagles in Philly. Oh, sorry. Eagles in Philly. No, Eagles in Minnesota. Now, this one's interesting because Kevin O'Connell puts up a good fight against the Eagles, and they're in Minnesota. Man, you guys in the comments are going to go nuts saying, I just glazed the Vikings. But I had the Vikings in week 7 beating the Eagles. Giants in Philly. We got Philly. Week 9 is a bye week for them. Week 10, they're in Green Bay. I'm going to say Green Bay wins coming off of the bye. They host the Lions the next week. I'm going to say Eagles. We have them over the Cowboys in Dallas in week 12. Week 13, Bears, Eagles. Oh, that's a Friday. Actually, hold on. When is that? Anyways, Bears, Eagles, a Friday game. No, those weird days, I guess, the new schedule or whatever. Either way, I think the Bears are losing in Philly. Philly at Chargers. I'm taking Philly again. Week 15, Raiders, Philly. Gotta go Philly. Week 16, we had them winning in Washington. Week 17, they're in Buffalo. I'm taking the Bills at home to the Eagles. That'll be a really good game. that's exciting. Week 17. And then again, we had week 18. They host the Commanders, and we have the Commanders losing on the road. So with all that being said, we have the Eagles 12-5. That seems very doable. If anything, I'd say that's kind of on the low end. I'd say minimum 11 wins for the Eagles this year. The high end, they could push for 14 wins. So 11 on the low, minimum 10 wins, minimum 11 if you keeping track, I guess. But I have them 12-5. Either way, believe that that'll conclude our NFC East. And stay tuned for more videos. If you didn't see the NFC North video, definitely check that one out. There's already been some improvement with this program I found. But it'll be easier to track now that I have this website. Feel free to leave your comments below. If I'm delusional, I seem to end most videos saying that. But either way, let me know what you guys think. Again, these are all just my thoughts. And, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.